In this video, let's discuss how vulnerability may be hurting your visibility. So I remember first coming into the online space and everyone saying that storytelling sells, right? Story is data with a soul. We've heard it all before. And so people went out there and they shared their truth, they shared their stories. Then they felt very vulnerable when they realized that almost being the prostitute didn't give them the money they thought they'd get back from it. Because they was told the lie that if you share your truth, if you share your story, if you share your pain, that other people will be able to connect with you better. Now, people might be able to connect with you, but whether they connect with you better is something else. You see, sharing a story is about people connecting with the emotions, right? People connecting with you emphatically. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to buy from you just because they connect with you. That's the myth. Being vulnerable and feeling like your armor's down, dropping your shields, has to be done in a way that honors you, honors your journey, honors your spirit, honors your life. If you are sharing from a place of, I need to share it because somebody told me to and this is the only way to get sales, then that's from a place of fear. And more than likely, you're sharing things that you still haven't addressed. You still have wounds that are open that need to be dealt with first. How do I know this? Because I've done this before. Everything I share with you, I've done before. I've literally been that person that said, okay, I'm going to pull my big girl pants on and share to the world what's on my heart, what I want to say. And so I would share it. I would be completely open. But then when people came with the response of, you poor thing, that must have been so hard. Oof, that made me feel away because I hadn't fully dealt with my own stuff. And so when people came to me like I was this victim, I then actually evidently started to feel a bit like a victim. Because for me, if I was sharing from a place of love and I already knew that I dealt with this, if somebody says, oh, you poor thing, I would have been like, thanks for the support. And it wouldn't have been such a bruise to my ego to an extent, right? And so whenever you are sharing, there's certain things you can do that can help you to share from a place of wholeness rather than a place of halfness. And so one of the things you need to be aware of is sharing your stories that have healed. Stories you don't necessarily care about. Like in terms of, I don't care what people's reactions are because I've dealt with those demons. Now, if you can say that, then great, share away. If there is still something there that you know is going to trigger you, then there's something there you need to deal with internally first before you share outside the outside world. Secondly, make sure that you are doing it from a place of power, empowerment. So you've learned the actual lesson and you're not just like, this is what happened to me. And there's no connection as to, now I've learned this and this is how I can help you. Because everything has to have a purpose of making sure that whatever you're sharing is going to help your ideal client understand that you can help them. This is about what true visibility is. It's not just sharing a story for the sake of it and getting your stuff out. It's about sharing your story with a purpose. Now, if it doesn't have a purpose for your ideal client and doesn't have a purpose to make sure that your brand messaging is stronger, then what are you really doing? Your job is to express, not to impress. So every time you believe that you're in a space of, I need to impress them to let them know that I've gone through stuff, stop. Ask yourself, am I expressing, as in self-expression, which is completely healthy and it's actually needed. That's why I bang on about truth, because self-expression is good for your mental health. But is it expression or is it for impression? Do you want to impress people? If you're trying to impress people, let them know about you, don't do that. Express. Expression is all about, I'm grounded, I know who I am, no one can rock my boat. It's that space. So you want to make sure you're sharing from that space. Next thing you want to do, making sure that your vulnerability is actually helping your visibility, is to be consistent with it. If you find yourself sharing some information about yourself, and you're then contracting and you're going back to business as usual, then there's again something you need to look at, because too often times I see women like get maybe thousands of engagement on their posts because they shared something that was very dear to their heart, and then you won't hear from them for a good month. And that's not because they're writing on the coattails of that piece of content. It's because they've found themselves so vulnerable in that scenario, so fragile in that scenario, that anything that happens thereafter is almost too much. It's like they've got vulnerability remorse. And so, you know what's better than vulnerability remorse? Being consistent with your content and drip feeding your vulnerability. So this is my tip for you. Drip feed your vulnerability. If there are still some scars there that you're dealing with, and you're not quite sure if you're completely healed, then drip feed it. Show a little bit, and then you can ask yourself how it feels. Because some people are in that space of, I'll do the shadow work as I go, and that's okay. I'm not here to add more rules to your life. I'm here to help you understand that the rules that you are currently following may not be working for you. And that's why I give my clients equipment. I equip them, I don't fix them. I give them kits, which stands for knowing who they are and who they are not, implementing spiritual practices so they can be in overflow mode, making sure that they're using a aligned action in their everyday, and then actually using the S, which is systems that help them to stay consistent and visible to their soulmate clients. Now, if you want some kits in your backpack so that you can go on this amazing journey of being in business and owning your visibility, then all you have to do is connect with me. If you click the link below, there's going to be an option for you to either download some really helpful content or connect with me on a messenger so that we can discuss how I can help you to get your kit so that you can start to understand who you truly are and just strip away the things that are not you, so that you can truly implement systems in your business, but also spiritual practices that help you to stay in wholeness and take that aligned action finally. The action that sits well with you, that follows the way that you like to learn, or follows the way you like to deliver, that follows the way that you like to be. So get your kits by clicking the link below. Thank you for watching. Hope this has served you. Let me know what's sort of your takeaway. What golden nugget came to your head when I was speaking? What do you need to start doing more of? What do you need to start doing less of? What needs to help happen for you to get back into alignment of who you truly are? Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Thumb this up. Let me know how this has impacted you. Comment below. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And so we can continue the journey together.